Now we're on.
Yeah, coming off a game which I thought we did some good things against Southern. As we kind of move forward in this multi-team event, and obviously, it's always great. I enjoy being able to play our in-state schools, and this is a good Western team. They're elite in a couple areas. They're one of the top shot blocking teams in the country, if not the top. 9 or 10 a game. They're a team that rebounds the ball at a very high clip. They're a team that's well coached. They're disciplined in terms of what they do and how they go about it. So, a very very athletic team that can hurt you, and they're going to play really really hard and be disciplined. And so we got to be very dialed in to what we do. Thought we did some really nice things in the Southern game. I think one of the real positive things has been our rebounding. In the last couple games, we've really stressed that. That'll be a great challenge for us on Friday. This team rebounds basketball, and we've got to continue to find ways to get easy baskets. Coleman is on the mend. He's getting better. Nico will not play. He's fighting a little foot deal, so those will be without his services, and he was obviously playing great. But really excited to see how well all of those freshmen played, especially on the defensive side. So. It's last game before we get a conference game in a week, and we need to continue to improve and get better.
Do you see Nico's injury as long term, Brett?
Hope not. Hope not.
Will Coleman play tomorrow?
To be determined.
What'd your time with Western do for you as a coach? What were your takeaways, coaching-wise?
Well, I cut my teeth in this business there. I was very fortunate to become a head coach at a really, really young age in junior college basketball, and then my long-term goals were always to be at the Division I level. And Jim Kerwin gave me my opportunity at Western, and spent 10 years there. So many great memories, so many great battles. Learned how to build a program, learned how to recruit, learned how to do everything, from scouting, and it was a challenging time. The league was changing. We went from Cedar City, Utah, to Troy, to Central Connecticut State at times, and it was a really good league, and we had a lot of success, and yet never made the tournament, which was frustrating because it was kind of us and Valpo there on a pretty good run, but. I learned the business. I learned how to work. Learned not to be afraid of getting in a car and having to drive someplace to see games and recruit. So got a lot of great memories there. A lot of great friends.
I guess with the game on Friday, they'll have it's the 12-day stretch where you just have the one game. What have you been able to do with that other time that maybe doesn't have to go into game prep?
Yeah, we're doing a lot. I think we've been very singular in terms of trying to add some things offensively. We're trying to clean some things up. We've been not very good at setting screens and bad angles, and we've continued to work defensively, on some things, and rebounding. It's when you get into game prep mode, some of those things have to go on a back burner, and we're able to clean that up, and then really kind of put some pressure on our guys. It's an opportunity to continue to try and improve and push the needle forward, and we're doing that.
How do you see the point guard rotation with Nico's absence, and just kind of what you've seen so far?
Yeah, same thing. I think the same thing everybody saw when we played Marquette, and we saw Kansas, and feel great about Ty and Marcus. Draven can slide over there. It's a little different when we have Coleman, out there, who's who's also a facilitator, connector. But we'll see what that looks like as he's trying to come back. But yeah, not any different. Anything we haven't seen.
Are you getting a feel for what the identity of this team is going to be? What you guys kind of hang your hat on?
Right now, it's been on the defensive side. There's no doubt. I think we're 10th or 11th. We'll see what today brings. We moved up a couple spots just because of some games that happened yesterday. But this team defensively has been very good, other than the first half against Valpo. We've been very solid when we continue to rebound the basketball. When we don't turn the ball over and give breakaway layups, it keeps our defensive rate at a pretty good pace. So excited about that, and then we're keeping working on our pace and our speed with which we run offense, and I think we feel pretty good about where we're headed.
Do you like Luke off the bench still, or is his play dictated maybe a starting role?
Doesn't matter. It's everybody's got they're all playing equal minutes. It doesn't, you guys worry about who starts. I don't. I do need to get him on the floor more. His efficiency numbers have been great. Luke can slide to the 3 or 4, maybe with Nico out, and there's some other minutes that he needs to see. But yeah, he's been really, really good.
I mean, with not being somewhere else playing games this week, did you set up the schedule to have maybe this many days of actual practice?
Yeah, that's one of the things about the MTs over the holidays is there is a lot of time involved. There's a lot of travel involved. It's 3 brutal days of games, or 2, and so you get this opportunity to be at home. You get this opportunity to practice, and we knew we had a lot of new guys. I'm also glad we get to play in front of our fans and play right here. That's been a big part of it as well. So it's something we don't get to do very often. I think we did it, I think this is the second time we've done it in my tenure, but it's been good for us.
You mentioned not knowing or hoping that Nico's out long term. Do you have an idea of timeline as far as this point, or
We don't.
what goes into that?
We don't day by day.
Anything that you're seeing from Amani Hansberry that has surprised you? Did he show this in practice?
Well, Bonnie's very, very consistent. That has been extremely pleasant for a freshman to see. Is his ability to process is way ahead of most freshmen. And grasp what we're doing, especially on the defensive side. He's been unbelievable in ball screen coverage. It's one of the hardest things there is to master and learn, and he's been phenomenal at it, making the right calls, not leaving his teammates hung out to dry. But he's a great processor. He's very intelligent, and that's one of the things we've seen every day, and it's allowed him to be on the court and very successful.
Maybe challenging you guys, to improve in this stretch, or how have they responded?
Yeah, great. I think they sit and watch all these games at night, and they know that we can do some things and we can be pretty good, and like I said, I think our ceiling we're not even close to it. I think we can really keep taking steps to get there, and it's November. You don't want to be there yet, but I like where we're going. I like the way our freshmen are coming along. I like the chemistry, and then I'm really been pleasantly surprised with our defensive prowess to this point. It's been really, really good.
On the rebounding front, you've kind of talked over the years about needing rebounds to come from all kinds of different guys. Is this maybe a team that can do that consistently?
Yeah, we've seen very consistent rebounding from Quincy, and that's been maybe the most consistent guy we've had on the glass, and we knew that coming in. We've got to continue to get that from our wings, from our guards. It was nice to see Ty on the glass the other night on the offensive side. It was nice to see Marcus get 9. Rebounding starts our fast break. It starts on the defensive side. Rebounding gets us easy baskets when we don't have to execute offense. Rebounding puts fouls on people. Those are all things that are so positive for our team, and when it comes from multiple sources, it's a good thing. We don't need Coleman or Dane or Amani, every night being, having to get 10 or 12 for us to be a dominant rebounding team. We need our wings to continue to do that, so we can do a lot of things special in transition. Excuse me.
That's a transition defense. Are there challenges there? Just based on Ty's strengths, spends a lot of time in the lane, drives the ball.
We've changed what we do there. We're not your consummate get your point guard back. Okay, we've basically, and I think it's been one of the challenges we've had. We do it by zones. It's more of an NBA transition style. Based on where you're at on the floor. If we have Coleman or Dane at the top of the key, they're getting back. They're not going to the glass. It's more on your zones and areas. We started experimenting with that in Spain. We really like that. And again, it's the indecisiveness with certain guys if their free throw line extended that we've got to continue to get better at, anticipate a little more or get back. But I think we're getting better at it every day. We've spent a lot of time on it.
Justin Harmon seems to have a little bit of that toughness trait in him. Was that something that stood out to you when you were looking at him?
Yeah, he wasn't the leading scorer on their team, but he was a guy that was very easily could have been their MVP. And I think he did so many things that fit what we were looking for as a defender, as a guy who rebounded the basketball, as a guy who could score and make decisions in the paint. And then he was a good catch and shoot guy. And so we felt like that was a piece we needed. And on the defensive side, it takes, I don't care who it is, it takes all transfers a little bit to settle into terminology, what our ball screen coverage is, how we do things, and he's been growing every day in that area.
Turning people over is what Southern does, but based on 20 turnovers for you guys, is there anything that concerns you with that, or is that maybe just the style of that game?
More the style of the game, and then the score of the game. We had 4 or 5 late that in the last 4 minutes that I didn't like. But again, it's more the score of the game. I'm kind of looking at how we're doing that. I thought we had 1 or 2 against a press, just guys being uncomfortable. That was on me, put him in bad spots. But the style of the game, they're very athletic. They run around and do a lot of different things that aren't maybe the norm. But we still have to take care of the ball better than that, no matter who we play.
The Dane's free throw shooting, does that impact when he can be on the floor, late game situations?
Potentially, depends on the score. I think that we want his impact to be more than scoring the basketball. We want his impact to impact us on the defensive side, in ball screen coverage, in post defense, rebounding the basketball, and not just be a one-sided, well, he gets the ball in the block. He's a very high usage guy per 40 minutes. He's one of the tops in the country. We utilize him when he's on the offensive side. But if it's a late bonus situation or whatever, we've got to be conscientious of that. I've got a lot of confidence in he's gonna make him. He's starting to feel good there. Made a couple the other night, which is good, but you can't have run great offense and then consistently step up and miss 2 free throws. It's like a turnover, and we've got to be. There's got to be more to the package on the defensive side to that.
How many? Go ahead.
With Coleman dealing with the tendonitis or whatever, how much is he able to do right now?
It's all recovery. He is he's in the hyperbaric multiple hours a day. He's doing all kinds of stuff on the underwater treadmill. He's doing all kinds of stuff with Paul that I don't even know about. He's living in the training room, just trying to continue to heal that or make it better, and it's gotten a lot better. Again, we want it to be where it's not chronic, it's not all year round. I mean, he's been fighting this throughout the summer. We played him in the Marquette game, and it just felt like it was the best opportunity to miss the least games and try to get this handled. But he was pretty much on one leg in the Marquette game.
Important question: are you cooking tomorrow?
Absolutely not. Don't have time. It's been a long time since I've cooked at Thanksgiving, but if I was, it'd be a hell of a spread, and I don't get enough cooking or enough credit for my ability to cook. But now we'll spend it with the fellas, and we'll practice in the morning, and then have a little Thanksgiving dinner and with the team, and get ready for Friday.
How many slices of pie does Fletch approve of?
None for Dane. For me, pumpkin, pecan, and maybe one apple or cherry. So that's a good thing. I don't have to answer to him.